Hey, it's been a minute since I did one of these. But I don't know, I think it's been like a couple weeks, 2 weeks. I don't remember. I've been lying in bed a lot lately. Happy Leo season. Happy birthday, Leo season. Thank you. You're welcome. It's my birthday soon. I'm excited. I'm gonna be 30. I'm gonna be 43. It's gonna be the third year since I started my company. This is the fifth birthday since my first birthday by myself. My 38th birthday was in 2018. That's why it's easy to remember how old I am, because the last number of my age is always equivalent to the last number of the year. Yeah, that birthday was a different one. That was after my separation. And at that point, I really wasn't having a relationship with my son. I was actually supposed to fly out to California that day. Well, no, the week before I was supposed to fly out to California. I did my first exorcism. And the day before, so cool. But I was sketchy about the trip anyway. I was supposed to go out to my sister's, and at the time, I had just quit my job, my old job, and I decided to take on reading cards for people, trying to be a coach, that type of thing. Spiritual advisor, spiritual mentor, guide, and my life choices weren't popular amongst my peers. So I was a little bit sketchy about going, because I was seeing I was just expecting to get into... What I was expecting was a fight with my sister. And I really didn't want to go at that point. Like, I was just kind of... I don't want to do this anymore. And then, I got to the airport the next morning. It was like pouring rain. I was flying out of Philly. And there was a delay because of the rain, which was going to lead to me missing my layover. And I had a layover in Texas for like an hour, but I was going to miss it. And because I was going to miss the layover, it would then take another 4 days or 3 or 4 days before a flight left Dallas or wherever the fuck I was going to go to San Diego. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Luckily, I had that $100 though. Well, I made the exorcism. I made $100 off of that, so that ended up paying for my Uber home. That sucked. That was one of those. Yeah, of course this would happen. I was having a really hard time at that point, because my awakening process had gotten pretty intense. I mean, at this point, I was already reading for people. I mean, I was using some dark shit. I was working with demonic energy, demonic cards. It's hard to It's not easy. It's not pleasant, but that's the point. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be painful, and it did not fail to. But it's alright. That was exactly what I needed to have happen because I ended up. Oh shit. I ended up. Ended up spending the day by myself. At that point, my son was living with his mom, and don't do this. Don't do that. Don't. And I don't know. I hadn't heard nothing from nobody. I'm the type of person I don't like chasing people down. It's like, you know what today is. I know what today is. I haven't heard nothing. Alright, whatever. So I just went and did my own thing. It was a little depressing. It was a little difficult to do at first, but it was really the first time I've ever done anything like that. Go out by myself. Because up until that point, I didn't really go out by myself. Ever, now that I'm thinking about it. I mean, I would do things by myself at night, but I would never actually go places. That makes sense? That's not true. I did go to the Friday the 13th movie by myself. A long time ago, there was a remake for Friday the 13th. It was like a consolidation of the first 3 movies into one. I think that's how it originally was presented, some shit like that. But when it was released, my wife and we went to the movie theater and it was completely sold out. Which bummed me out really badly because it's one of my favorite movies when I was growing up. So that night, I was all huffy puffy. When I got home, I got drunk, and after everybody went to sleep, I saw that there was a showing at midnight. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, everyone's asleep. I'm the only one who really wants to see it. So I went to TJ Fridays. I got drunk more. I went to go see the movie. It was fucking amazing. But that year was the first year that I went out on my birthday by myself. Also, don't fucking regret it. One of the best decisions I ever fucking made. It was more like I don't know. It's more like one of those fuck yous. I let you motherfuckers bring my shit down. That's kind of what it felt like. That's kind of what it felt like. Like it was a fuck you to me. But I also think everybody says fuck you to me. That's kind of just how my life is. It's not how my life is, it's just how I feel. I think that's because it's actually the other way around. I'm trying to be honest with myself. More honest with myself. I've been watching Star Wars Rebels. I just started season 3 the other day, but there's a lot of really intense Jedi mind training in there. think with Jedi training, it's just like it's about facing your own shit, and that's really what the show's about, which is really fucking awesome. That's what I like about it so much. Is that all the trials that Kanan and Ezra go through, aside from the rest of the crew, but especially Ezra and Kanan, and even Ahsoka now that she's in the show. Spoiler. But just watching them go through it and feeling it with them, that it's the same experience, because it's the ability to relate to what they're going through and go, I know what that feels like. And even with the Inquisitors too, Vader and Maul. I mean, to a degree, there's a relatability to every single person in the show. And Clonker? Fuck his name, whatever the droid's name is. Still. This is actually day 40. I was doing the calculation. I did the math the other day. So, right. So Zuko Boss, they ended up getting a lawyer. I sent an email. I was drinking with my brother's friend about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I got really drunk, and when I got home, I was in one of those fucking moods. So I emailed the vice president of the company, Kieran, and his boss, Mark. Then the next day, because I had done that, I was kind of like, in the morning, I kind of felt like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. That probably was a bad thing. So what I did was I went back to my contact in HR, copied Mark, copied Kieran, copied the Ombudsman, which is the German third-party lawyer for the company, copied the compliance department, and copied a couple other people that I had seen copied on previous emails. And, yo, what the fuck? What are we doing? Not those exact words, but that general feeling to it. Like, what are we doing? Gonna shit or get off the pot here. So the next day I got contacted by a lawyer who said that he was going to be taking over and reviewing my case for me. And so over the last 2 weeks, he and I have been kind of going back and forth on some things. And on Friday, this past Thursday, I woke up to a really nice email I was really happy about. If the company pays you $1,100, is that sufficient for what you think they owe you, what you believe they owe you? Absolutely. Sounds good. Granted, mind you, like, my calculations were $1,182, but at this point, I mean, like I've been saying for fucking months, it's not so much the money as much as the principle, and I can settle for that. Now after taxes, what it'd probably be like $800, but that's $800 I don't have. Which is okay, because I literally managed to survive for 40 days and 40, well, today's day 40, tonight's night 40. So by tomorrow morning when I wake up, today's the 6th of August. So tomorrow when we wake up, I will have survived 40 days and 40 nights without spending a fucking dollar. Now mind you, it was on June 6th. It was on June 6th that my bank account went from $160 to $8. And the reason I did that was because I had been sick a few weeks prior. I needed to stop smoking for a little bit, and I realized, like, with money I was going to continue smoking. But at the same time, there was more of a mystical side to it too, where I just kept on getting this message that I had to let go of my fear of money, let go of being afraid and trust that the money was going to come to me. I didn't have to get a job. I didn't have to go out of my way. I didn't have to do anything fucking crazy. All I had to do was just do me. Just keep doing my shit. The money was going to come. And as the weeks were going by, I mean, around 40 days. This is 40 consecutive days. So on the 6th, what I did was I went to the dispensary. I got my 10-day supply of gummies. Well, technically chewables. I went to Walmart and got $60 worth of food. I know the math may not add up. I don't know the exact numbers. I know it's like $70 at the dispensary plus the 2 Lyft rides, which are about $14 each. So that's about $100. Then I had $70 left in the bank. So then I went to Walmart, spent $60 of that dollars. I had $12 left. No, I had less than $12. I couldn't even buy a pack of cigarettes. And that was the point. I didn't want to be able to buy a pack of cigarettes because I knew that if I had money, then I was going to buy cigarettes with the money. And I wanted to not do that. And the only way for me to quit was to not have any money. Not quit, but stop. Take a break. So then I made it 2 days. Well, the food I got, I was surprised because I wasn't expecting that food to last as long as it did. I was only expecting the food to last for about maybe 2 weeks. I ended up making it last for almost a month. I was really impressed by that. I had TV dinners, some chicken thighs that I slow cooked, ramens, pancakes, basic essentials, just enough. And technically, I probably could have made it last for another week, but that chicken that I made, the last batch of chicken I made, no good. I was getting a little too experimental and it didn't turn out very nice. I was experimenting with peanut butter and it fucked everything up. It was a shame. Wanted it to work out. Right, so that was the 6th when I did that money. And then I made it about 2 days without cigarettes, and I started to lose it. And then I found out this was one of those synchronistic things. Unless there was also the money magic rituals I was doing at the time too. So there was that. So what happened was I found out, I don't know what made me look, but I went to my bank account and I saw that there was a $12 hold on my account for the Lyft rides that I took. So then, remember, I came out here Literally, I came out here. I had to. Oh, that's right. I had to record it when it happened. There's a video of it. I came out here and I did. Actually, I was doing a full moon ritual, and something told me, check your bank account right now. I checked and the $12 was there, and then I recorded the whole fucking thing. We went over to the cigarette store, bought a pack of cigarettes. Then I finished that in 2 days. And I was still fucking jonesing for cigarettes. Now in my kitchen, my mom's kitchen, in the kitchen, there's a pack of Shaman Smokes. So Shaman Smokes, it's this pack of, they're hemp cigarettes. It's no tobacco in it, it's all hemp. With some THC in it. Not a lot. Just enough that you smoke and go, whoa. Whoa. What happened there? So, the fuck are these two chaperones? So, I was kind of desperate for cigarettes. I didn't have any money at this point. The $12 that came through went to that one pack, which left me with about 8. Maybe 6. Wasn't a lot. You know. Hello. So that left me with let's call it like 7 or 8. In the kitchen, there was a pack of Shaman Smokes. I bought them in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, over the winter. I had to buy them because, why did I buy them? Because the people at Wawa were carding me. I don't have a valid license. All my licenses, I have 3 licenses on me, they're all expired. Some people at the Wawa were carding me, some people weren't. And on a lunch break, when I was working up there, I went to Wawa to get a pack of cigarettes, and they wouldn't fucking sell them to me. I was huffing and puffing. But there was a shop in the outlet mall that I was working at, and they sold these hemp cigarettes called Shaman Smokes. The only reason I knew about them because I went out for a cigarette one day, and I happened to meet this lady from one of the other stores, and we were bullshitting for a couple minutes, and she told me about the joint. Well, fuck up. I'll keep that in my back pocket, and it came in handy. So, bought these cigarettes, and they were fucking. I smoked a couple of them, but it just, oh god, fuck. So I'm like, fuck, I'll give them to my stepdad. He might like them. But they've been sitting up on this fucking, above the microwave for months. And so, after I smoked that last pack of cigarettes, the magic pack is what I call it, the magic money cigarettes, I fucking needed a cigarette bad. I just needed to fucking smoke something, so I went over and I went to grab one, and what I saw, they had white filters on them. So when I opened up the pack, I saw one cigarette that had like the yellow tannish filter. What the fuck? And I pull it out, and it was an American Spirit Dark Green, which is what I smoke. So apparently, I don't remember fucking doing this, but apparently at one point in the past, I took a fucking cigarette and I put it in that pack, and it was just sitting there. And it was just fucking perfect timing. That was exactly the cigarette that I needed. So I smoked that one. That's on video too. I recorded that. It's just synchronicity. I like when I capture synchronicities on here. It's fucking best. Because I live my life by allowing my intuition to guide me and to play off of synchronicities that I see and experience. So when I actually get to record them, it's like one of those. Fuck yeah. So. Right. So then I think that was all in the same week. So the money was the 6th. I think the magic money for the lift hold was on Thursday, which would have been the 8th or 9th. Then I think like maybe a week or two later, like a week later, I went to 7-Eleven. I grabbed like $5 worth of snacks. Maybe $6, whatever it was, it left me with like $1.50. $1.50 or $2. And then it was on the 26th. I was out for a walk. And I'm like, fucking, let me go see if there's anything I can buy at 7-Eleven with like fucking $2. And I got a pretzel for $1.50, something like that. I don't know. Whatever it was, it left me with 50 cents in my bank account. About 54 cents. And then there was this, then there was the whole thing with the fucking Lucy's. That's recorded too. Well, I ended up finding more magic money. I just found some money in my room. Change. Found about $1.75 in quarters. And I went down to the seedy part of town to see if I can buy a Lucy with my change. Lucy's an individual cigarette. In some places, you can go to a convenience store and buy a single cigarette rather than a whole pack. It's called Lucy. But not every place does it. It's usually ghettos and hoods. Usually the parts of town where people are like, hey, don't go down there. It's dangerous. Unless you want to buy drugs or get shot. Get robbed, get jumped. Usually black communities. That's always been my experience. Like, don't go down there. Why? Oh, I saw black people. But in defense, I mean, it is a fucking shitty place. It used to be. It wasn't always very nice. That's still not nice. I don't know, last time I was down there, I wasn't really like impressed by it. You know, right. And I mean, all at the same time, I was in the middle of this like money magic course, and I ended up putting a spell. I'll end up using that $1 that I was gonna buy a Lucy with. I used it in my ritual. Kind of charged that money. Then I donated it to the church, which is one of the last times I went to church. Today is Sunday, it's church day. I didn't go to church, but I did wear my church socks. You can't see, but there's Jesus, and there's Satan. And if I take my shoes off, they're fist pumping. It says, bury the hatchet. These are the same socks that I wore on the Libra new moon. If I remember correctly, it was a Libra new moon last year that I accepted Uncle Jesus as my personal Lord and Savior while harboring Satan inside of me, because I was reading, I gotta get back to doing that. I was reading Paradise Lost by John Milton. This Antichrist thing, there's the whole Antichrist thing. Satan, second coming. I know it's real. So then, right, so I donated that to the church. I like going to church. It's kind of like blasphemous, in a sense. Not entirely, but I like to believe it is. That's why I let Jesus save me, because I remember I was having this conversation with Satan in my head, like, I dare you. I fucking double dare you. Alright, okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We let this nigga fucking save us. And it was really interesting. the events that took place over the next several weeks. Because I had just quit my job at Hugo Boss. Maybe a couple days earlier. Matter of fact. And everything, all the things that would make me believe that there's a God and a devil, or that God is the devil, started to happen after that. All my life experiences, my money situations. Yeah, this money thing that I've been going through, this has been going on for a while. 2018, when I quit my job. That's when I stopped having a steady paycheck. Then when I was working with Hugo Boss for the past 18 months, well, I started working there in September or October, November, Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving of 2021. Well, I had a steady paycheck from there while I was, for the 10 months I was working there, but then I was also getting the COVID money too, because I got that job literally like as soon as my COVID money was running out, because I was getting COVID checks for a year and a half, because I had a job for fucking 2 months at a cosmetology place. At a cosmetology retailer. And it was like I got the job 2 months before the COVID lockdown happened. And when they changed the laws for who's eligible for unemployment, I happened to fit through a loophole. Because I had been trying to get unemployment for the previous year due to what I was saying was mental circumstances, because one, I don't know if spiritual circumstances actually work. But I wasn't eligible. You work fucking 12 years in a fucking career. Can't get unemployment because you have a fucking breakdown. But you can when there's a COVID outbreak. And they ended up paying me for like a year and a half. And that year and a half was fucking amazing, because I was making more from COVID than I was at the store. So I ended up quitting. I just kept the money going. Illegal? Maybe. But I was investing the money into my business. Well, training, modules. It wasn't like I was just fucking the money off, but it was good to have money for a change. Well, I mean, I did have money prior to that. I had come into some money prior. I had done a money ritual one night, and later on that day, this guy ended up giving me like $700 in cash. No, I didn't have to do anything. It was my uncle's boss. Not Uncle Jesus, different uncle. My mom's brother. Jesus is my dad's brother. Oh shit, that does make sense. So we happened to come down to Atlantic City to meet his boss. And dude was cool. He was giving me $100 bills to gamble with, and I gambled. Yeah, I gambled with my life. Someone gives you money to gamble, you don't fucking put it in your pocket, you put it on the fucking table. But I was putting that shit in my pocket. I wasn't shy about it either. I don't gamble. Tonight you do. I know. And then I ended up working with that guy for a couple weeks. Built up some cash. I mean, over the course of 3 months, I went from having $30 in my pocket to $1,700. And then right as that $1,700 was down to about $100, I got the job. I got offered the job at the cosmetology place. I was there for 2 months, and then COVID hit, and then I got the COVID money. And then as soon as the COVID money ran out, because I was in September 4th of 2021, is when New Jersey finally said enough's enough. So it was like the middle of October, early November, when I was offered the job at Hugo Boss, which is a place I wanted to work at for years. So it was good how that worked out. That was my pot. And then I had a nice steady flow for about 10 months before I quit. And then right as I was running out of money, again, clearly I was running out. Just opportunity popped up. And Hugo Boss had sent me to Lancaster. And I was only supposed to be there for about 2 or 3 weeks, but it ended up being 4 months. 4.5 months, actually. 4.5 months. They were paying for me to live in a hotel. They were paying for all my food. It was a sweet situation. Not gonna lie. And got back home. I started working on my project with my sisters. That was about a month. So I got back on the first. I was back on March 1st was my first day home. First full day home. February 28th was my last day because I was inventory. And then April 9th, I think it was. Hello. April 9th is when I got the call to go out to New Hampshire for Hugo Boss. I was there for 2 weeks. And that is where things got ugly. Not ugly, but that's where things got really heated. That led to me having pay withheld. And I decided to start standing up for some indiscrepancies with company policy that was, again, withheld from me, so I didn't know that I was eligible for more money. I was eligible to be paid more money than what I was receiving. But that was kept from me. Although I found out. I listen to people talk. You let people talk long enough for me. Tell you all the secrets that they don't want you to know. So I started this whole big thing, and over the past 3 months, it's been a fucking struggle, but Friday I got the word. Well, not the word, but Friday the lawyer asked me if 1,100 would cover everything, and that's when I said yes. Could I have gotten more if I decided to fight it? But I decided I don't want to fight. I already fought. Already whooped their ass. Like literally whooped their ass. Been a couple days since I got out of bed. I didn't like that one. Oh, fuck you. Oh. Fuck. Usually do 5. Not happy about that. Yeah, but anyway, so it looked like the money thing's about to be solved. So my I would love if that money was back tomorrow. I think it would be really just perfectly timed. I didn't know today was going to be day 40. I didn't know it was actually going to be 40 days and 40 nights. And mind you, that money, the shit I had to go through to get that money, why didn't you just get a job? Why? I have a job. I work for myself. I've worked for myself for fucking 3 years. I'm not giving up just because I don't make money doing my job. As a matter of fact, I do make money. Well, my hobby was paying for my job. That was a thing, and that was kind of like the attitude that wasn't, surprisingly, wasn't indicative to working with Hugo Boss, which is odd because the company motto, hashtag be your own boss, just doesn't apply to the employees. Employees are slaves. Come on, we can probably measure the Hugo Boss experience with any other retail job, but that's the only real retail job I had to that degree, and it was pretty despicable. I would not recommend anyone going to work for Hugo Boss unless you want to see like just how corrupt and grimy working in corporate America can be at the lowest possible level. I don't support that company at all. I mean, I wear their undies. I mean, since I started wearing their undies, I got this fucking, my ass is like all fucked up, but got all like fucking, I don't know what it is. It's itchy. Just on my one cheek. But when I wear the clothes, I would still work with them if they pay for me to travel. But I don't know, I feel like all the employees I know are all assholes. Most people that work there are assholes.
No, this is the time. Oh. Yeah. Oh,
I don't walk with a lot of people. No, it's pretty gross what I used to see the employees go through. Even though, I mean, it's your typical shitty job, they'll lowball you as much as they can to get as much money, as much out of you as they can for as little money as they can. They're fucking, I hate calling them snakes, but it's a corporate job. It's not a corporate job, it's corporate. It's corporation. Regional managers are slimy, greasy people. Upper management, sleazy, grimy people. Like, they don't have, that's my experience. These aren't people I would want to spend time with. They take advantage of people, they exploit people. It's business as usual, it's typical. That's the problem. People allow that shit to happen. When I was in Lancaster, this is whistleblowing. When I was in Lancaster, I had, out of 134 days, I had that somewhere between 10 and 12 days off. So about 10% of my time I had off. Which, I guess, does that equate? That's 5 weeks. 6. Yeah, I guess that's normal. 2 days off for every 5 days on. You know, it doesn't really make sense because I know I would work. One time I took 1 day off out of 21 days on. So no, the math isn't right somewhere. 30 days a month, 4.5 months, 5 days. Oh, it felt like a lot more. Where did I come up with 10 days? I remember looking at my travel stubs, my ticket stubs, my train ticket stubs one day. I was calculating how many travel hours I had because they were paying one employee for traveling. It was a 4-hour trip. Take a train and lifts. Which they were covering the cost. But there was one employee where they were actually paying for her travel time as well. Paying her hourly for her travel. Her travel time was as much as mine, but she wasn't traveling as much as me. What's going on, Limpy? It's that fucking tag on your leg, eh? And there was the other benefits. I mean, I didn't have to pay for food. I mean, I paid, but they reimbursed everything. So I was eating fucking like Longhorns, Golden Corral, Texas Roadhouse, Chinese buffet. Like, I wasn't eating fucking ramen, that's for sure. I couldn't eat ramen if I wanted to. There was no stove in my room. But there was unlimited coffee too, so I didn't have to fucking pay for coffee. Everything was just pretty much just handed to me. All my travel. It was a fucking good gig. It was just... Listen, I look at it like they were taking advantage of me as much as I was taking advantage of them. But there were other benefits that they weren't telling me about that I was eligible for. So that's what this last assignment was all about. Fighting for it. And hey, listen, they're gonna pay me the $1,100. What that tells me is I fucking won. I didn't fucking bow down. My brother said to me once, he's like, why are you bothering? Fuck you, because it's my money. And I believe I could fight for more, but it's the principle. To see them have to get a lawyer, and then for me to negotiate with the lawyer, and for me to get what I want, we're good. We even Steven. Not to mention, I could be wrong, but I know that I kind of put the fucking smack down on upper management in front of their people. One of the last emails I sent said to them, what if I was fucking Hugo's boss? What if I was Hugo's undercover boss? And I just wanted to see how you guys would handle a situation like this. What if that was the scenario? We're going on 3 months. This should have been taken. This shouldn't even be happening. Next day, lawyer. Hello. I'm going to be taking over for so-and-so. She's going on vacation. So you can send all your concerns to me. All right. No problem. I've been wanting to go toe-to-toe with a lawyer for a long time. And to be perfectly honest, what I thought was happening was I thought I was going to get in trouble. You fucking hear lawyer, and it's like, oh shit. I really thought that they were going to, like, The Witcher. I thought that they were going to, because of the emails that I was sending, because I was getting to the point where I thought that maybe I was crossing the line. But at the same time, I was saying to myself, like, you know, you might be, but then again, listen, you're not saying anything too overboard. You're just like, you're coming right to the border. You're coming right to the edge. And you're pulling back. Good. Like, if you just took one more step, you just went just a little bit further, you would have fucking fell. but you just kept it right at the boundary, right at the you can't do shit to me, and I know it. So give me my money, bitch. That's literally how I felt when I was talking to them. Because I was talking to them like they're fucking idiots. I was talking to them like they're my bitch. That's how I felt. I don't know if that's how they perceived it. But considering the way that I seen employees be treated, and who knows, maybe it's been 3 months since I've stepped foot in a Hugo Boss store, since I worked at one. Maybe they changed things around drastically since I've been there. But based on the experience that I had, based on the experiences I had with the people that I had experiences with, I felt completely justified in the way that I was handling the situation, even though it was like, it was hard, but at the same time, it put me in a position where I had to bring a part of myself to the surface that wasn't normally there. Like the take charge, nigga, this is my game now. You're fucking with me. You ain't fucking with one of these little kids. Niggas, I'm the boss. I'm my own boss. And that's the mentality that I took into the place from the very fucking beginning. Is one, I own my own fucking company. This is a learning experience for me. I've never worked in this industry before, and I want to take away as much from it as possible. It wasn't just about the money. The synchronistic, the coolest part was the day that I got offered the job. I accepted it right off the bat. They asked me. It wasn't even my idea. I thought I pushed. All right, well, next time you come in, nah. There ain't gonna be a next time. I'm doing it right now. Give me the application right now. I ain't fucking around. Because who knows when the next time is. That night, after I put the application in, after my brother and I, we left the store, we stopped over at this Cuban market that's down the street to get some chicharron. No, not chicharron. What do you got? You mind? Fucking chorizo. I got chicharron on the fucking brain. No, we got some chorizo sausages to make some fucking chorizo tacos. And the salsa. And my brother's getting the sausage, getting supplies, and I just picked up some snacks, some snacks, because I love snacks. And my total was $7.77. Never, I still have the receipt in my room. I think it was November 17th. Nah, it wasn't November 17th. It was before that. That'd be like November 6th or some shit like that. I have to check. But anyway. Something told me I was hitting the jackpot on that shit. But when I went in there, when I started the job, I looked at it like, yo, nigga, I'm fucking Hugo's undercover boss. Because my brother had been working there for fucking years. Almost 10 years he's been at that place. And some of the stories I've heard about the employees, the way they act, the way they behave, the way they conduct themselves, I wanted to get in. I wanted to see this shit. Like I said, I've never been in the retail industry, but I wanted to be the retail manager. I wanted to be the regional manager. Even right before I went to New Hampshire, the regional manager at the time, he informed me, he's like, oh, this is going to be my last week. And so glad I took it. I told him too. He told me this is going to be my last week. Yeah, Frank, I'm kind of like really worried because if you're gone, how do I know that they're going to take care of me with my money? This dude's like, I'm not going to put your stay on my hotel card. I'm not going to put your stay on my card. So you're going to have to cover that because it's my last week and I don't know. I don't want to, I'm afraid that they won't pay me. I don't want to not get paid or reimbursed. What? What about me? No. Oh no, but you don't understand. They have to give a fuck. They have to. Yeah, 3 months later, I still haven't been reimbursed for 4 days at the hotel. It's like it's like $650. And it's funny that that $650 for those 4 nights. I remember the night before those nights started, I called him up. I said, Frank, I'm like really worried about my money, man. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. Oh, well, okay, well, here's what you do. Go home on Friday, and then I'll find someone else. What? Yeah, but I'll make it work. Now, what makes that impactful, and I know he's not wrong, but that when we originally talked about the job, when I first said, hey, Frank, I'm a little bit worried about this. And Scott, don't worry about it. Once I'm gone, they'll have to get somebody. What he said was, I'll have somebody for you by that Wednesday to give you a company card to put on the hotel. And that night I called him was Wednesday. So that was me just following through with what he had told me. And then the story now changes into, oh, well, you can't do it. Just go home and I'll find somebody else. Like, you ain't going to find nobody else. That's why you called me in the first place. Because nobody wants to do this shit. For 14 days straight. 13 days with 1 day off in the middle because I decided to say fuck it. Because after having to pay all my hotel fees for a week and a half, it took a week and a half for someone to put the company card for my hotel stay. Because I lost my shit on the vice president of the company. Because the day, Frank's last day, the manager, the regional manager at the time, his last day was like on Monday. So I gave him till Monday night to call me. Because this dude, first it was I'll get somebody by that Wednesday. This is the week before he's telling me. By Wednesday I'll have somebody with a company card for you. Okay. By Wednesday it was, if you can't do it, go home. And I'll get somebody else. But I'll call you on Friday and we'll get you a card. Okay. Friday comes. Saturday, Sunday, Monday comes. Monday, this is Frank's last day. What the fuck? This nigga still hasn't called me. So I wrote a big ass email to the vice president of the company, Kieran. The next day, my fucking bank account's in the negative. My fucking bank account's in the negative because of a fucking a hold. I wasn't supposed to do that, but because of the stays, the company or the hotel put a hold on my card. I wasn't using a credit card, I used my bank card. Well, that's why I use a credit card. I don't have a fucking credit card. I don't have a bank card. I don't need a credit card. I woke up, my fucking bank account is in the negatives because of this extra charge, which I was going to get back. But at this point, the stress from the money, because basically what was happening was I had just enough money to do my expense reports every 2 days, because it would take 3 days after I submitted after having my expense report approved, it took 3 days for the money to come back to my bank account. So I was just recycling this money. By that Monday, when they hit me with the extra charge, that was the day after the evening where I emailed Kieran, the fucking vice president of the company. In the middle of the day, now mind you, I had paid for a couple days, so I was good for 2 days. But Kieran and Frank, they called me. Frank's not his real name. Francisco. So Frank and Kieran, I saw Frank's fucking name pop up on my phone. This dude, when he calls me, like my stomach I get knots in my stomach. I hate his voice and the things that come out of his mouth, just the words. I don't give a shit what he says. It's just, I don't like talking to him. Like, I want to get violent when he called me. Because I was so mad. And so, they call me. Mr. Derek, how are you doing? We haven't met. I'm sorry, wish we could meet, but Frank's going to be staying with us for a couple more weeks, and he's going to make sure that he's going to give you his credit card number to give to the hotel because we don't want you to pay for a single thing for the rest of your stay. We want to make sure that you have as easy a trip as possible. Thank you for all of your help. Corporate guy blowing smoke up my ass. Which is what I said in my email. I don't want some fucking corporate knob fucking blowing smoke up my ass. This motherfucker calls me up blowing smoke up my ass. Now granted, mind you, Frank did give me the card that night. I put his card on the hotel, which was good because the hotel had a bar restaurant. And I was just charging everything to my room. Dinner every single night. Dinner, breakfast. Lunch I would pay for because I was paying with my own card. But then the next day, I was like, fuck, I'm taking a day off. Nigga, I've been working 9 days straight. Tired, pissed off. I got no money, I got no cigarettes. I'm taking a fucking day off. Now mind you, that day, I text my boy, told him I'm not coming in today, I'm taking a day off. So I woke up in the morning. The morning I woke up, the day before when I woke up, when I saw that my bank account had nothing. I didn't have no money. I gotta take a fucking Lyft to the goddamn store. It's a 10-minute drive. I don't drive. I don't have a license. Luckily, the night before, this nigga gives me... We found a $20 bill on the floor. And we were gonna split it. So he's like, bro, here, take this. Go buy a pack of cigarettes. And then give me the $10 in the morning. Alright. That next morning, I got no money in my bank account. I got negative $150. Fuck. I called this motherfucker up. I'm like, yo, bro. My money. Can you come pick me up? Bro, I can't. I'm at the store. I can't do it. Dude, you can't open the store without me. I'm right down the street. Bro, I can't do it right now. The fuck? So I had to call a fucking taxi. I had to call a taxi. And luckily, the taxi was $19. Whoa, you're a lucky guy. It's fucking because the fucking Lord. God this. They look out for me. I am their chosen. Because all of this work, it will put me on the path where 3 months later, I will be studying the Mishnah and the Gemara, the Torah, the Talmud of the Torah. Most motherfuckers don't even know what a Mishnah and the Gemara is, let alone the fucking Talmud. The Mishnah and the Gemara are 2 of the 5 pillars of the Talmud. Talmud is Jewish law. It's the book of Jewish law. Moses went up to Mount Sinai. Moses went up to Mount Sinai. God taught him the law of the course of 40 days and 40 nights. Which, once he came down, and he and the Jews, the Israelites, in the wilderness for 40 years, Moses taught them. So what Moses would do is he would go to the tabernacle the ark. I'm calling it a tabernacle. What he would do is he would go and he would ask God, wise men, like, what does this mean? Please teach me. God would teach Moses. Moses would call his brother Aaron, and Moses would teach Aaron. Once he had taught Aaron, they would bring in Aaron's children. Aaron was Moses' brother, his high priest. Aaron's children would come in, and Moses would teach Aaron and his children the same lesson he taught Aaron. And after Aaron's children were taught, then the elders would come. Then Moses would teach Aaron's children, and the elders the same lesson. Once the elders were taught, then the people would come. Then Moses would teach Aaron's children, the elders, and the people. Same lesson. Once Moses was done, all right, I'm out. Aaron, you're up. So now Aaron would teach his children, the elders, and the people the lesson that Moses has just taught. Once Aaron was done, he'd go to his kids. You're up. You're up, boys. Then his sons would teach the elders, and he would teach the people. They would teach the people. Same lesson. Then the kids would go. Then it'd be the elders' turn. And the elders would teach people the same lesson that was taught by Aaron's kids, by Aaron, and by Moses. This way everybody got the same lesson 4 different times. Now with the Mishnah is basically the literal interpretation of the oral teachings of the Torah. So the Mishnah eventually, after the second temple was destroyed, the Prince of the Jews, I don't know his name, but we're going to break the law because the way things are going, we could be fucked. We need to start writing everything down. So from there on, the Mishnah was created, which is where they wrote down the Talmud. Now the Gemara, that's a little more complex. Now the Gemara is kind of like the debate between rabbis as to what, how, why to interpret the Mishnah. It's a lot of counsel when it comes to Jewish law. When but one of the pillars, they said it's the Mishnah. Mishnah is the written word of the oral tradition of the law, right? Then there's the interpretation, which goes into the Gemara, but the Gemara is written by the rabbis because the rabbis are given that power to make that determination. Now, one of the other pillars of the Talmud is basically like the measurements, the how to measure time, how to measure measurements. It's basically the mathematics of the Torah. What's a cubit? What's an hour? What's a day? How big does, I don't remember what the things are called. How big is this thing supposed to be? How much space is supposed to go in between here? How much time is supposed to be determined for this to happen, that to happen? That's 3 pillars. Right? Got the Mishnah, got the Gemara, we got the equations, got the rabbinical powers, and then we have the rabbinical institution. Which is basically where the rabbis are the ones who make the final call on things. They determine when and how holy days are celebrated. That's why when you have a question or an issue, well, I mean, this is a combination of the rabbinical powers and the rabbi institutions. When you don't understand something, you go to the rabbi of your generation, you ask questions. But here's the thing, here's my issue with that. This is actually why I wanted to learn Hebrew. Years ago, when I first decided I was going to learn Hebrew, it's majority rules for the most part. I'm learning about the Talmud right now from Rabbi Plunkett, I think his name is. He even said, he's like, it doesn't matter if the man presenting the information is smarter than the rabbis. It doesn't matter who the smartest man in the room is. It doesn't matter who has the best idea sometimes. Sometimes the majority wants to keep things simple, they keep things the way they are, they keep things the way they are. What are you going to do? Now, the thing I like about Islam, at least the Quran. What the Quran tells you is, don't be fucking following nobody. You make your own rules. You don't need to follow the Jews, you don't need to follow the Christians, because the Christians and the Jews, they don't give a shit about you unless you're doing what they tell you to do, they don't give a shit. Path to God is your path. Which is ironic, because that's exactly the same mentality that the Jews have, which is everyone's got a unique path. You, me, Jew, non-Jew, doesn't matter. Those fucking Christians, though, I don't know, something about those guys. I'm not saying they got it wrong, but I think they're more star fuckers than anything else. Really weak. You know, I did watch Passion of the Christ. On the Cancer New Moon. I haven't watched it in a really long time, and I haven't watched it with the same set of eyes that I have now. And it made so much sense. It's not about sacrificing yourself for any fucking body. It's not about saving anybody. It's not about worshipping Jesus either. It's not fucking worshipping yourself. Believing in yourself. Not letting nobody fucking tell you who the fuck you are. That's the spirit of Christ. That's the way I take it, at least. Fuck you. It'll be my way or the highway. Go fuck yourself.